It is September, no, it's August 25th, and it's like 6 o'clock in the evening. It's been super hot today. It's going to be super hot all next week. We've kind of stayed out of the garden because of the heat, and so it's kind of gone a little wild. I'm out here. We've been floating in the pool all day. We vacuumed it, got it squared away for next week because it's going to be hot next week, and that's probably about all we'll be able to do is get in the pool. But I'm out here in my 30A hat and my Crocs and my nerd glasses that glow in the dark that Miranda likes to make fun of. And I'm just going to go through the garden real quick and look and see what kind of state it's in and what needs to be harvested. And then I'll show you the project I'm going to try to knock out today, which is prepping the brassica bed for fall planting. So let's get after it. All right, so the garden is a little bit of a mess. This happens in late summer. Everything just kind of goes wild, and the grass and the weeds and stuff, especially if we get any rain at all, which we did a couple of weeks ago. We got a pretty solid amount of rain, and so everything sprung up at once. And since it was so hot, we couldn't get out here to weed and weed eat, so it's gone a little crazy. We're gonna catch that up, but part of this wild plant takeover kind of leads to the effect of the fall garden around Halloween when everything starts to die away and get spooky. Looks like we've got quite a bit of okra to harvest, so it's really starting to put on. That's good. Tomatoes are still producing, but they're starting to get a little crispy. Everything definitely needs a good water. A lot of the flowers are starting to die away, so those need to be cut down and cleared out, and we can prep those beds. Looks like we're getting some yard-long beans that are climbing up this trellis along with some weeds. Quite a few tomatoes. That's good. Those are new flowers coming up. Hey, Miranda, what are the pink and white flowers? Peppermint balsam. That's what a... Peppermint stick balsam. That's what I think is coming up there. We sowed those like in one bed last year, and they went nuts this year. Oh, there's a tomato that didn't make it. The chickens will get a treat. Zinnias are starting to get really tall and lanky and die away, but the marigolds are doing fine. And the black-eyed Susan is just taking over everything. Yeah, it's coming up that trellis. This is the bed that Miranda Squirrel and Adelaide decimated. There's Adelaide, the garden thief.
That's not Adelaide. That's Wednesday. She followed me in.
Oh, Wednesday.
No, let her come.
That's mesclun lettuce that I planted here, and it seems to be doing all right. I think that's beets, and so is that. But we really need a wider distribution of beets, so I'm probably going to plant some more beets and turnips. Those are leeks all around along the edge here. More black-eyed Susan. I planted something here, and they're starting to come up, but the tag's gone. I can't remember what I planted there. I guess we'll see when it puts on. This bed failed altogether. Just an absolute waste of time. This was our squash bed. We didn't get a single squash. Pest pressure has been horrible this year, and the squash bugs just destroyed the cucumber plants and the squash plants. We got smart and we got bug netting, but I haven't built the structure yet to support it. So right now the only thing that has bug netting is eggplant, and we've got a few eggplants off of it already. We've had probably 6 nights of eggplant parmesan. Oh, this is exciting.
Starting to put blooms again. I looked just now.
Yard-long beans. We got a bunch of yard-long beans already. That's awesome. Hopefully those will keep growing. The leeks are looking good. The pepper plants all got ate back, kind of like this one here. Something just ate all of the leaves off of them, but some of them are starting to pop back. Maybe we'll get a pepper. before the end of the year, but this bed is looking rough. A lot of clover. That happens when you don't compost, or you don't cook your compost long enough. It doesn't kill off the seeds in the grass and the hay and stuff that you put in there. And then when you fill the bed, clover and stuff will pop up. But the good news is, with the loose garden bed soil, it's really easy to pull up. It's not that big of a chore, really. Strawberry barrel's looking rough. Only the ones at the top are making it. It's probably not getting enough water. I need to run a water hose into that spigot there. Garlic bed is full of these white zinnias that we didn't plant. They just kind of popped up. And I can't tell if that is, I don't think it is. I think it's, yeah, it's not poison oak. It's a blackberry that's escaped to this bed and found its way over to the garlic bed. Need to do something about that. That's that blackberry. And there's a little tomato that needs to be harvested. That's definitely poison ivy. I've got gloves, so I'll have to pull it up. This bed's pretty much toast. I'm probably going to prep it for some more lettuce and maybe some brassicas. There's turnips planted here. The seeds are in the ground, but I don't see any coming up. Maybe I should add some more. But this along this edge here and climbing up, nope, that's, yeah, that is Malabar spinach. So it grows up this trellis, and you just strip the leaves off of the stem and you have spinach, and it's a spinach that loves hot weather, so it should make it. We've got shishitos that need to be harvested, more leeks, and then this is the bed that I plan on prepping this afternoon. This is our brassica bed. All right, so all the dead plants have been removed. I used my hands, and it's a good thing, because if I'd been using a tool, I would have probably murdered that carrot bed, because I got carried away and just started scraping everything up and probably killed a few, but they needed to be thinned anyway. Winklebottom's seen better days. I really need to take him and give him a scrub. Probably need to trim away some of this asparagus. It's okay for the asparagus to grow like this. For one thing, it's pretty, but then it also feeds the plant. So next year, when it starts coming up, I'll have bigger asparagus stalks. I can't remember what kind of flower that is. It's a forest something, but it puts on like a purple flower, and it just sprouted up on its own. It's a native plant, and so I liked the way it was right there in the middle of that bottle tree, and so I left it there. And I went ahead and left the little sickly looking artichoke plant. I hope maybe it'll come back. I had another one planted over there that didn't make it, so I'll probably drop another one of those in the ground. They come back year after year, so I'd really like to get some of those started in this bed and start getting some artichokes. But obviously that one's not going to be a winner. Got to think of something else to plant there against that trellis. Either some kind of flower, or maybe moonflower would be pretty. That might be nice. And I need to take these bottles in off of the bottle tree and run them through the dishwasher. That red one's looking pretty rough. He probably needs to be replaced. But we're starting to make progress. We'll get this all cleaned up. We'll get everything planted for the fall. It'll start sprouting. Some of the stuff will stay in the garden over winter. Some won't. The stuff that does stay is what's going to contribute to that spooky fall garden Halloween look that we're going to enjoy around the end of October. So we'll see how that goes.